this is an article that came from BuzzFeed, and they shared a video talking about the experiences of 3 people going into a sensory deprivation tank. Now, if you don't know, a sensory deprivation tank is an object like the one you see behind me, where basically a person enters this chamber. The chamber is filled with water, but it is super saline water. So it is so salty. It's filled with, I believe, magnesium. No, it's filled with some other kind of salt, Epsom salt.
Yeah.
And what happens is there's so much salt that you just float. You're completely buoyant in there.
Saltier than the Dead Sea.
Saltier than the Dead Sea. So they put you in this chamber, and then they shut the door behind you. So you're basically just sitting in a pool of water, complete blackness. And basically what happens, and the people who did it describe this, you have these sensations where essentially after a certain point, you kind of lose all contact with your body.
Yeah.
And you're basically just like a mind floating in space.
Another thing that adds to that is the water is a little bit, it's like trying to reach the exact same temperature as your body temperature. So it helps with the saline kind of flowing in and out of your biggest organ, which is your skin. And it makes you kind of lose track of time and space. Yeah, I honestly, when I saw this, I was like, I want to do this.
So you wanted to do it. So first impressions on the tank for me, and we should say that apparently the benefits of doing this are really, really positive.
Yeah.
People report less anxiety, that it helps them to deal with like situations that they haven't, you know, fully processed, and it's supposed to be very therapeutic.
Yeah, a lot of like mental health, like happiness comes out of it at the end stage. Like you just feel clearer and less jumbled. And I think one of the people that actually did the experiment said that she went in there and the first thing she was thinking about was work and emails and the things she had to do today, which I was like, this sounds exactly like me. And then she finally just took a second and was like, I'm going to take this experience and run with it and really be in this moment. And then that's where she found the peace that kind of comes with being separated from everything else.
I mean, it's pretty cool. So for me, the first impression is I am really claustrophobic. So I don't know if I would do well in this situation. Yeah. I mean, I think it's something that like you either get in there and you get over it like right away, or you freak out and you're like, I can't do this, let me out of the tub.
Does your claustrophobia come from things touching you though, or is it just from lack of space?
That's an interesting one.
Because the factors, without all the other factors of what I can think claustrophobia would come with, are taken away from you. So it's almost that without it. But I don't know.
So you can let yourself out at any time, so that helps.
Yeah.
For me, I definitely have more of a problem with being restrained than with being in an enclosed space. I mean, I definitely don't like that. So like when I had an MRI, for instance,
then they like, you can't move.
They strap you in, your head's like this, and then the fact that your head can't move, your arms are strapped down, and then there's like a wall this close from your face, and it's loud. Ooh, oh, it's terrible. So that like really was the experience that made me super claustrophobic. So I mean, I may be able to do this. I don't know.
I think that's a safety.
I would like to try it.
I think it would be really cool. And my main thing is I just wonder if salty water makes you just as pruny as laying in a bath for that long would be.
I wonder if it's chlorinated water. Like, how do they keep these things sanitary?
They probably dump them out, honestly.
Yeah, they just drain them.
Yeah, because... Yeah.
It looks pretty sanitary.
There's a lot of money.
Though.
I think a main reason that people don't do this more often is because I feel like this is really expensive. I know bod pods, like just to get your body, like entity tested for like body fat, the muscle, all of these different things. They're up there in price to get those things done. And I'm sure this 2-hour experience isn't cheap either.
Yeah, I'm sure. That's the thing. Like, I mean, if you had a situation where you're like, hey, Rich, you want to come over? I've got a sensory deprivation tank. It's free, and you can see if you like it or not. That would be one thing.
Come hang out in my sensory deprivation tank.
I book an appointment with this guy. The guy was super weird, by the way, in the video. You should check him out.
He spent too much time in the sensory deprivation tank.
He's like fried his brain from being in the separation tank.
Literally, he doesn't go outside at all. He lives in the sensory deprivation tank and like experiences life with his own brain all the time.
So I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments below, folks. I thought it was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Let me know if you'd be willing to do it.
And let us know if you've ever done it. I think that would be cool too.
Yep.